Hi, and welcome to Marshy's Inspired Studio. And you see a tail back there, and this is the CEO of the business. She's a little bashful, so she's not showing her face. Okay, so what I want to share with you today is some wisdom from some elderly, right? People that are over 100 years old. And this is what they're saying. Hey, this is what you need to do to live independently. Now, if you're anything like me, right? You live alone, right? You live independently. You're middle aged and you're sitting here going, okay, what do I need to be doing right now to ensure that I get to stay this way as long as possible? So, this is what I'm talking about today. First of all, I'm Marshy, the author of Grandparent Memories from the Heart, as well as 13 interactive challenges to self discovery. You can find the links below as well as get your free Let Go poster. I highly recommend you take advantage of that. Okay, so here we go. The first thing they say is to move. You've got to be moving, moving to the grooving. Bum, bum, bum. Because if you don't use it, guess what? You lose it. And if you've ever been sick for a week or so and you don't go to the gym or you don't go swim like I do, guess what? It's like almost feeling like you're having to start all over again because you lose it that quickly. Now, because we're women and we're of a certain age, we're losing our bone density. We're losing so much each year. Okay? Not just in bones, but all kinds of other stuff. And no, I'm not a medical professional. And of course, I'll say that this is all allegedly, okay? Allegedly, because we don't want to get sued by anybody, right? Um, so the first thing is moving to the grooving. The second one is to keep learning. This is so important. Learn about technology, learn about your hobby, dig into your hobby, really start learning the ins and outs of something, right? It doesn't have to be what you did as a career. It could be just something you're interested in. Let's say you wanted to learn how to draw. Well, then learn how to draw. Take a class, read some books, just start doing it. It doesn't have to be perfect. You just have to engage. Let's say you want to learn photography, then take a class, learn how to take portraits and how to take landscapes and how to do lighting. Or maybe you want to learn uh, how to rumba or Zumba or anything like that. Go do it. Experience it while you can. Because let's face it, ladies, we only have so much time left before we don't have any left. If you want travel and you want to travel the world, then and you want to go to Italy, then learn everything about Italy before you go so you can appreciate it and really absorb that enrichment because you know before you get there what you're going to be seeing. Let's say you go to Scotland or Ireland or Japan, learn their customs, learn their culture before you ever get there. This is so important that you learn. Let's say you're going to take a cruise. Make sure you've learned that ship before you get there because it'll make your life easier and more enjoyable. Okay, so the first one is moving to the grooving, two is learning, and three is connect. Now, this one really hit home for me. It said connect, talk to someone every day. Ugh. I don't get out of the house. I work from home. I live at home. I'm always here. And I'm always here in the Inspired Studio. And so as a result, this one's really tough. It's like connect, talk to someone every day. You know, in sales, they always say never eat lunch by yourself. When I was younger, I'd be in a restaurant and if someone single walked in that were by themselves, I'd say, hey, you can join me. What happened to that person? I don't know. right? So connect and talk to someone every day. And we're not necessarily talking about the phone. We're talking about face to face. And it can't be just your spouse that you see every single day and you just go, ugh, or your kids. It's got to be someone, right? Whether in your church group or in your organizations that you're involved in or in the quilt guild or wherever you are, try and talk to someone new every day. Why is this so important? It's important because of the connectivity and the socialization that you get. Because when you're at home and you just get more and more enclosed, you'll even start feeling enclosed and trapped in your own home because you're scared to move. You're scared to get out. You're scared to go in the backyard. What will the neighbors think? You need to understand you've got to force yourself, right? Especially if it doesn't come natural. You've got to just, invite. And this one, ladies, is really one of my downfalls. I'm not very good at inviting, and I'm very leery of accepting invitations, and then I don't get invited again. Um, but I'm giving you advice from people that are 100 years old that have already lived in our footsteps, and this is what they're saying to do: move, learn, and connect. And then the fourth one is to prepare before you go. Before you go to the other side. Now, what do they mean by prepare? What they are meaning is you've got to have your will in order. You have to have your power of attorney in order. You have to have your medical power of attorney. Again, I am not an attorney. This is all alleged. You must consult professionals on this. I am not that person. Um, so preparing before you go, making sure that you have money so you can actually live independently. If you are middle-aged, it's not too late, but you've got to sit down with somebody, right? And talk to them and say, hey, this is how much I have. I have this little 401k. What can I do? Now, for some of you, I do financial services, right? And for some of you, you don't have anything. It's not too late if you get aggressive. But if you just put your head in the sand and just, I can't do it. Well, guess what? You're right. You can't. But if you'll listen to the professional and actually figure out how to get that money going, you will have something out there. But it's going to have to take a strategic plan. So the sooner you start, the better off you are. Um, you need to have your directive in order. Do you want to be on life support? Do you not want to be on life support? For me, I was very clear. I do not want to be on life support. I do not want to CPR. I don't want anything. If it's my time, just let me go to the good man upstairs because I don't want to be here because there's no reason for me to be here. If it's my time, I'm ready. I'm not going to do transplants and organ transplants and chemo or any of that. I'm not doing it. You'll just see me gone one day. I'll just be gone. And I don't apologize for that. Each person has to make their own decision, but you have to make your wishes known ahead of time. Don't leave a mess for your kids or your grandkids or for your spouse. Let's say you're the one that pays all the bills and you handle everything and you have all the passwords and your spouse over there doesn't have a clue. They don't know how to pay bills. They don't know what to do. Well, guess what? People come out of the woodwork and it becomes a mess. Don't do that to them. And we're talking about living independently. So a lot of times I'd love to say that our kids are just wonderful and that they don't want anything from you. But Oftentimes there'll be one in the bunch that'll be like, oh, I need a loan, give me a loan, give me a loan, give me a this, give me a that. And then the next thing you know, you have nothing and they have nothing because they haven't learned anything. And then you're sitting here going, now I'm going into an undesirable place that I didn't want to go. Um, so how do we live to 100? When you're middle-aged, you get to that point where you go, I only have so many weekends left. I only have so many Christmases left. I only have so many birthdays left. What am I going to do? So you need to understand that the things that you're wanting to do that's on your bucket list that require a lot of health and vitality and movement, you should be doing those first and then the other things secondary on the very end. But throughout this time, whether it's 50 years, 40 years, 30 years, or 20 years left, you must have these things: movement, learning, connecting, connecting to people. This is so important because when you get out there to 90 to 100, you might have lost all of your friends. You might have lost your loved ones. You might have lost some of your children. And if this has happened to you, I'm sorry, right? And please put in the comments below if you're still with me and if you have lost the people that are surrounding you, because it's hard. So what have you done to stay connected and prepare before you go? That means, are you going to be cremated? Are you going to have a service? If you're going to have a service, have it laid out. What do you want the program to say? What music do you want? Where are you going to be buried? All of these things must be done ahead of time to make sure that you go out with dignity the way you want to go. Do it the way you want. Don't depend on other people to do it, because guess what? They're distraught and they might not have the money at the time. So you have to work with your financial services person. You have to work with your attorney, because those things have to be done. Now, how much can you get a will for? There's different levels, right? I'm guessing here it'd be probably from 200 to 1,000 plus, depending on your estate. But you have to get this done, okay? Move, learn, connect, and prepare. If this helped you in any way, please like, share, and subscribe. Mwah, and be blessed. Bye-bye.